added to the stage. Rookie mistake. Let's go. What's going on this morning, guys? Live here on Don Det. And it's another beautiful morning. It's going to be a little noisy right now because it's 8 o'clock, so we got a lot of boats going by. At least I just gotten used to the peacefulness of this place. So when the boats are coming by, you notice it. But it's very cool this morning. I haven't got my shirt on. Like, not cool enough to actually need it, but no. Usually we're just island life, no shirt, shorts. But I thought, hey, we're recording the right live stream this morning. Maybe we'll throw on a shirt for live stream. Welcome, whoever has joined. We've got one person here. I'm actually right now. I may as well just keep finishing this. I'm working on just uploading this video to Patreon because I do have people that have subscribed to Patreon. Some amazing people have been supporting on Patreon, even though I have not been uploading to Patreon consistently. I mean, I haven't done anything in Patreon. Let's be completely honest. But they've said it basically that they just wanted to support. But I want to give value on Patreon. I always have. The trouble has been, I'd rather just do everything in one place on YouTube, right? Wouldn't you? Wouldn't everybody just one place, not have to? No, I like things simple, and I don't really, So I was kind of struggling to figure out how I could have value on Patreon if I wanted to have everything available to people on YouTube and not have to basically run 2 pages, And now YouTube's giving me a reason and giving me plenty of content to put on Patreon because they want to copyright things, and I believe in showing the raw, real life and not having to edit out every time there's something that may be copyrighted. I'm not a fan of it. So, and then unfortunately, when I posted these videos that have copyrighted material, even though it's not a copyright strike, they're not trying to ban me. They're just and even someone was like, you get partial share with a copyright owner. They allow it to be shared, but you gotta you both will share the money on it or something like that. Either way, all of these videos, if they have anything like that, like my New Year videos, my talk hack video going when I went out, it's not about the money. It's about the fact that every time I posted one of them, it's hurt the growth of my channel. It's taken me out of the algorithm or whatever they do. I don't get promoted because as soon as I post one of those videos, sure enough, even though that video may be one of my best performing videos, consistently right after that, the videos do nothing, or they're just not performing. So I don't know if that's just a coincidence or what I think is more likely is that they just don't put my channel out there, which I've heard about that. And before, it's my personality, okay? If I believe in something, I'm gonna try to do it anyways, and I believe in showing real life, and I don't. But this is the case now. If they're going to make it so I can't do well with my other videos, they don't promote me in the algorithm, then pretty much left no choice but to put those videos onto Patreon, where they'll be readily available for everybody, and then that way I will not be stifled on YouTube. So that's the plan. That's what I'm working on right now, and well, it's just kind of fun. Hey, Sean, I'm not sure we've met before, but awesome. Thanks, man. Welcome. Where are you joining in from? We've got Sean here before all the regulars. I did cancel yesterday though. Well, we had the monsoons, but it's all right. We're here today. I, we're gonna be live no matter what. We're gonna figure it out so we can do it every week at least. Um, yeah. Where are you watching from, Sean? That's awesome. Central California. So sick. All right. So right now I'm working on a video. Well, not really working on. Just was about to post it onto Patreon from another night out in Takag. Joe, who is Gal's husband. If you just saw my most recent video I posted yesterday, the day before, from dinner with my friends Gal and Nun. Gal is a YouTuber here, and she took me under her wing really and showed me the live stream, how to live stream, and told me about how valuable that could be to my channel, and then just been super helpful in every way, like family. And so I went over there for dinner, and then Joe said, "You want to go for a beer?" And then we found ourselves out. But uh, obviously, like I was saying before, Sean, if you're here, then yeah, I'm not gonna put that one available for everybody. It's gonna be on Patreon only because YouTube seems to uh, not like it when I post copyrighted stuff. They don't promote me on YouTube, and then my videos don't perform after that. So we're gonna try this. I don't know if it's still gonna do the same thing. If it's still the case where they just like, even though I have it unlisted and not public, if it still affects my channel, then I might just start uploading straight to Patreon. So this is oh, we got 4 people here. Welcome, guys. I'm dropping a little bit of news here about Patreon. I'm gonna post in the comments. Patreon. Uploading the video to Patreon now. And I'm gonna put comments just so people can see if they come. Due to YouTube copyright restrictions, I'll be posting videos to Patreon. But otherwise, yeah. That's all I need. You can hopefully people are watching. Yeah, it's affecting my channel by posting these copyrighted videos. It stinks because I want to post raw content, real life content. I don't enjoy going through and trying to edit out the songs in the background. Maybe you can't hardly even hear them. Like in my Nungan Cave video, I'd already posted the video, so then I had to go into the YouTube editor, which is absolute shite. And they just yeah, it was Thai music that was on in the background, way off, people over like in a distance, and I was going into the cave, and so then I had to use a YouTube editor to remove it, which just removes a whole chunk of, it's not much, it was like 10-15 seconds, but it's random edit, it doesn't look right, it just removes it. And it was when I was walking up to the cave and kind of talking to the people at the front desk, so you missed that, which whatever. I mean, the video's long enough, so I didn't feel like it was that bad. And then I had put on a song at the end of the video, like 10 seconds. I usually have a speaker with me and put on music all the time. So yeah, I mean, just randomly I had to take that out. And now, though, with that video, it's fine because now it's monetized. It's fine. It can make money and it's not affecting the channel negatively. But with the Talkhag video where I went to Center Point and then ended up out with people, and then also with my New Year videos, they all ended up causing problems with the next couple of videos. They didn't promote me in the algorithm any longer, or they just, I don't know. And I don't know if it's coincidence, but it seems to be the case. The pattern is every time I post something and say, well, to heck with the copyright thing, I'm going to post it anyways. So everybody, I don't care if I don't make money on the video. Well, they're going to up the ante and be like, well, you're not just going to not make money, but we're going to not promote you and your next couple of videos. So I'm not going to post those videos to the public. I'm going to put them unlisted, and then they'll be on Patreon. And let's see if they, hopefully, that that way that's satisfies them. If not, if this still affects the channel, then I'll just be posting the videos directly to Patreon itself. That's fine. I'm gonna put the videos up, and eventually I'll just have my own website. I mean, that's the end goal. Right now, you have to deal with the people taking a cut of everything, which is fine. It's fine. It's just the progression will be a website where you can have whatever your own stuff, and nobody tells you what you can and can't do. But right now is a great platform. We're gonna try to figure it out. Yeah, Lao music. Sean says, is it Lao music copyrighted? Yeah, it was a Lao song at the end. Fun Lao song. About to just put it on now. I forget. This is going on YouTube too. They're gonna copyright me. No, it's a fun Lao song, but it's all good. We're gonna figure it out. It's a always a work in progress. Learn as we go. So, buddy, here comes the boat. See the boat? Gotta love it. I spend a lot of time just in that out here. I mean, of course, that's why I'm sticking around. It's just nice to have nature on your doorstep. This is feel at home, very much at home. Be here for at least the next. I paid up in for the month, so uh, yeah, that's the plan. Till next, like the beginning, like maybe I think June 10th. That's kind of the goal. I need to go back and get my stuff in Vientiane, and yeah, express my gratitude for the opportunity to stay with the lovely family there in Vientiane. With Manang and Potongpet, they've been amazing, and yeah, we'll see. Maybe we'll be back here. I wouldn't mind putting down some roots a little bit here in Don Det. It's really, yeah, somewhere like this, I can see myself having a place you always can come back to, right? It's just, you can fish every day, you eat fresh from the Mekong every day. It depends what you like. For me, this is great. All right, guys. We got 11 people here. Say hello. Where are you joining from? But I need to quickly, that was on my mind, I need to get after making a video for those that are interested in learning Lao before my Lao turns into Southern Lao, because they speak, I say already now. They speak very different, and I have not been pushing myself to start speaking in this dialect yet, because I thought I need to hold on to this central Lao for a minute and make these videos real quick. So once I start speaking in the southern dialect, it will, I'm sure it'll be a challenge to be fluid in Vientiane dialect. You know what I mean? I have to be, it takes practice going back and forth between things. So yeah, and it's super different here. So like in Vientiane, we say "sabai," but here they say "sabai," "sabai." uh, it's quite different. Even the tones, some of the tones sound quite Vietnamese almost. One of the tone, like the word for mother, right? They're saying "ma," and like for ngan to work, uh, nga, like they're shortening the vowel, not even having the end of nga. I don't, it's and like we for work, also another word for work. Uh, they're saying like we. So it's so different. I'm gonna get after it, but I need to make some videos in the central. I want to kind of document, that's the whole thing. Like I'm living an absolute dream, and nobody would believe that. But yeah, I just can remember sitting back many a days, being like, how cool would it be to just travel around the areas where there's Thai speakers, as in Thai, the language family, which includes Thai and Lao and all the dialects, Shan and Myanmar. How cool it'd be to go all these places and be able to pick up the local dialect and document that type of thing. And we're doing it, man. So let's see. Let's see. First things first. I mean, got plenty of videos of myself doing the the speaking in Vientiane dialect, but it would be nice to actually like document how it's spoken for people to learn the language, and then we can document the southern, so people could pick that up if they want. It's a matter of understanding the tone shifts and everything, and you can do that fairly easily. Does Southern Thai? It's so interesting too with I'm gonna get into this, and people probably aren't that interested in the maybe the language side of it, but just noticing some of the words, the vocab differences, very different. Words that I haven't heard people use up in Vientiane for a while. They're using, more words like Thai words, but with a totally different pronunciation, obviously. Uh, yeah, very different. It's, different vocab, the choices that, like, what that word means, but you haven't heard people use it in that sense, in that way before. So interesting choice of words. It's been, it's fun. It's fun. And living here with the family. I mean, I can say though, truthfully, there's moments where I'm understanding exactly what's going on, and there's moments where I'm totally lost. That's how different the dialect is. Like you're where I'm like, dang, I'm one sentence. You're like, I caught everything, and the next sentence is you're like, did I even get a couple words from each sentence? What in the world? Like, but she did, and then they won't understand me sometimes. I was showing the sauna video I was making. We're talking about the sauna, which in being in Vientiane is homya, homya, and she's like, what? And finally, looking at it, obviously figure it out. She's like, oh, homya, like totally different tone on both of those words. So I'm like, all right, like that's how difficult, like, people will struggle sometimes to understand me, and it's all right. We figure it out, but it's interesting that even with the Lao speakers aren't going to be able to understand each other everywhere. I mean, we obviously communicate fine. That's But there are a lot of moments where you don't understand each other. So it just takes a moment. It's interesting. You too. Let's go up here. Good morning. Like, yeah. Good morning. Good morning. Thanks for joining. And my Thai, yeah, the YouTube rules can get ridiculous. I follow one channel which covers the latest Thai news. He had several videos that made no money because he mentioned marijuana. He had to start calling it broccoli. I'm gonna call it broccoli from now on too. That's amazing. Yeah, well, Don Det is a very broccoli friendly place. Oh, I guess I shouldn't mention those things. It's like you can't say, uh, I don't know, the C word, I guess. Apparently, I don't know if that's still a thing. If you're allowed to call it COVID-19, are you able to say the word? Or I don't talk about that stuff usually. Uh, that is the trouble too, because I have my videos coming up that are going to be here in Don Dade, and I'm like, how much do I need to? What do I need to censor? Like, how much do I need to put on to Patreon only? Like, this is a broccoli friendly, fungus friendly place. Like, it's a natural place, and you know, people just go pick things out of the cow patties and eat them, and so you know what? I'm not sure. This is a very chill place, and I'm always trying to keep things, show things in a positive light. Of course, like I see no benefit in negatively. So like, yeah, I don't want to affect anybody's business negatively. We'll see. Uh, Hello, Barry, and everybody on here. How you doing? What's going on? Thanks for saying hello. Or just be yourself. Speak your own voice. Uh, I wasn't born in this language. That's kind of, I don't know. Like none of it is it's my own voice. But I mean, I'm speaking some language that I'm learning. It's not like I was born with my own Lao accent. Like it would be my own voice wherever I live. But that's kind of the tough thing. You become a chameleon when you learn languages and just kind of find yourself switching to each dialect. But if I spent years and years and years in one place, and it would be natural to speak that way. I don't know. That's kind of a strange one because I wouldn't have my own voice. Like I wasn't born in speaking this language. Of course, it'd be weird for me to go like around the U.S. and everywhere I go, I start speaking in a Texan accent, or I go speaking Southern accent in the South, or go to Boston and start speaking. That would be weird, wouldn't it? But because I grew up speaking English, but I don't know, your accent does naturally evolve. Even people here, most people don't think I'm from the U.S. anymore, which is strange because I feel like I sound like I'm from the U.S., but everybody I meet thinks I sound like I'm from Europe or Scandinavia or something, which is very strange. I guess I don't know. Your accent changes over time, and I think I've developed a very neutral accent from living abroad for so long, so many years. But who knows? Does everyone understand standard Lao? Trying to understand regional dialects can be frustrating and counterproductive for most travelers. Yeah, I mean, the problem is that the people don't understand the standard dialect. So it's like, in Thailand, it was kind of different. I felt like you could go around Thailand and people would understand Thai, and then until you got like very rural, and then maybe there was some challenge a little bit. But if you spoke very Thai very well, then mostly not a challenge, not a problem because everybody watches TV, and then even here, I'd say everybody watches and listens to the news and everything in Thai. So I wonder if a standard Thai accent is even easier than like a standard Vientiane accent because there's people struggling here to understand me in the beginning. But I think it's obviously counterproductive. I would say like the standard is Vientiane just because that's who sets the standard, right? That's where the capital. That's what they set as the standard for Lao. But you find in Lao that people really speak their regional dialects so far. Luang Prabang, they speak Luang Prabang dialect, and here they speak their dialect. So uh, it's a little different. Hello, Chris. Dan, good morning. Thanks. Everybody's saying hello. Good morning. Um, People don't know what part of Lao I'm speaking. Yeah, I don't know if like I think I'd have to spend some time here to get the local language, and I don't think I would like choose to speak it over Central because uh, it's a very unique dialect. I think Central is quite easy for people to understand. It's even here they're making jokes that their dialect is very fast and choppy and stuff. I think it sounds super cool. Zubaidi, it's like how different, like so opposite of Zubaidi, like his very soft, elegant Vientiane accent, but it's kind of islander, super chill Zubaidi. I wouldn't I wouldn't fret about mastering the dialect, and because they use the standard Lao spelling for everything. Yeah, I mean, that is the trouble with Lao, you'll find, with learning Lao and being in Lao, and the lack of an actual good dictionary, which is super shocking in 2024 that even like nobody's produced a high quality dictionary that I found. As soon as I find one, then I will retract that statement. But dictionary is hard to come by, and then you find when you get out and about in Lao that there's a lot of variation in spelling where you're like, why is this spelled with a long E instead of a short E? Like didn't before T didn't land. A lot of times you'll seen it spelled Dean, which I have not heard a lot of people pronouncing that word Dean. But who knows, like there's a lot of it's just varies a lot. You find spellings like you start to wonder. Like I didn't see that in Thailand. It made it easy to learn language. You didn't find the word spelled the way it's spelled, and here sometimes you're like, wait a second. So maybe there's some literacy still. Like literacy is not at the highest level, but it seems like everybody can read and write, and you know what's going on, but should be a standard way to spell everything. But I really do think it's their way of accommodating the fact that everybody speaks so differently, and they're unlike other places I live. They're very in Lao. They're very united and like welcoming of each other, even though they're very different. There's no like, oh, you're Southern, you're different, you're Isan. Like, look at your face, Isan, or you're different. It's like, yeah, we're all just communicating, and yeah, we're all different ethnicities and whatever. It's just normal. Gail, I was born when a kid, moved to Takai when I was 4 or 5, then to Napompano for 5 years before USA. Back to Lao, Vientiane, so I'm all over. uh, if you speak Lao, you understand most Thai words. They're both Thai Kadai languages. Yeah, I learned Thai and Lao at the same time. My Thai ended up developing to a much higher level until I came to Lao, and now we're trying to get Lao to that level. My Thai is much more proficient than my Lao, but yeah, so I have no trouble understanding all that. Um, I don't know what part of Lao you speak Gao, your Takag mixed with everything like Thai Isan and kids growing up here in USA. US speak Lao just like myself. Yeah, at the end of the day, as long as we can all communicate, I'm not trying to say one over the other. Just saying, it's fun. It's fun to see the differences, and it's fun to try. I mean, I don't know. Like I said before, it's very strange if you were like go around and kind of speak in the Texan accent or Boston or wherever you went. But at the same time, when somebody can do all those accents, it's kind of interesting and cool, isn't it? But you have your own accent at the end of the day. I'm sure I'll have my own accent. I've only been speaking Lao here in Lao for a little over a year, so you know, uh, I use the Tuttle Dictionary. I do. I have a new copy. I have a new, and I still have the original one that I used in language school in 1972. I wonder if it's good. I'd like to have a look. I'd love to have a dictionary. It would make learning a lot more accessible. Right now, it's just yeah, it's out of all. I mean, I studied Thai and Chinese and many other languages that I've dabbled in and whatnot. And Lao is by far the most challenging because of a lack of having a resource to try to look words up and figure out what they are. Like very challenging. And so just having to ask people and try to figure it out. Luckily, knowing Thai, that helps a lot. But yeah, sometimes you just can't find a word, and it's like we just have to be living here long enough until it clicks. You know, eventually things the patterns start forming all the patterns in your brain, and you'll figure it out anyways. But it's nice because the English translation is just that. It's a rough translation until you experience the language long enough to actually understand what the concept is they're trying to communicate. It's, you know, but it does help to have at least a bit of an idea of what the translation is supposed to be. The new edition is a photographic reproduction version. You almost need it. Bummer. Dang. I used to have a Tuttle dictionary. I had some good notes on the grammar and tones, but the vocab was very limited. Excuse me. I feel like my voice is a little hoarse. Yeah, I've tried to find stuff online. I bought a dictionary from the bookstore for like 15-20 bucks. That was very unimpressive. So yeah, every time I go to look up a word, it's like not in there. I'm like, okay. It's interesting to see the dictionary is set up a little different from the way the Thai dictionary is set up too. I had to learn how to search it first and figure out, okay, this is how they order it and whatnot. But just wasn't coming up with like much. So the search is on for a Lao dictionary. That's for sure. That would be nice. Online, I found my best option was just to scour the internet. You know, just start searching online and seeing if I can find any page whatsoever with the word in it and find some context. But still, a lot of times it's not anything Lao either. So that will be nice as Lao develops to have some good dictionary. You are correct. It is limited. It is severely outdated. Oh, this is interesting. Wait until you go to the northeast India and meet our Thai brothers over there. They're Thai at home. Thai, Thai Kumti, and many more. Can only understand 20% of what they're saying. Yeah, I watched. See, this is where it gets fun because now people are speaking my my nerdy language here, where I just can't help myself and end up on those YouTube rabbit holes of Thai languages and looking at Thai home and Shun, and Shun is super fascinating. I would that one if as soon as Myanmar's figures they have some period of peace, I would love to go over there and you know just see how far you can get in that for a minute. But yeah, there's so many cool Thai speakers out there to check out. The Thai home though, I'd have to say out of all the ones that I've been looking at, even like Zhuang in southern China, Thai home is the most different so far. It's just like, you could see it was part of the family, I guess. But man, when I listened to it, it was like, no, not catching, not catching even. I'm surprised you understand 20%. I swear I was catching like didn't sound even remotely similar, but I could be off. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. For when you listen to Sean or Zhuang, you're like, oh, I'm pretty sure I caught that word. Yeah, as you get into all like start looking at all the languages, you start noticing how, yeah, it becomes fun how similar they are. Especially, I'd say like Lao has been the most helpful, and that's why I want to make a video on like people out there thinking about learning Thai or Lao. Like, I'd say Thai in itself, standard Thai, is probably the least similar to the rest. Like, it's very, very different from the rest. And if you understand Lao, I felt like Lao had made, the more I learned Lao, the more I was like, oh, now, like, understanding the other dialects way more. The other dialects are way more similar to Lao than they are, like, you know, all the other dialects, Northern Thai, Southern Thai, like every other dialect. I'm like, I understand this way more because of Lao, not because of Thai. Thai is the most different. So interesting that Thai itself became the standard and the language that everybody is most people try to learn when it comes to languages over here. This hat is too small. Man, we're getting into the language side of things today, aren't we? I could go on for hours. But where are we at? Well, we're 40 minutes in, guys. I appreciate you guys. We got everybody joining quick, so I think 8 o'clock is the right time to get started. Yeah, I have Northern Thai is similar to Luang Prabang. I'd have to look at it again because I'm feeling like when I looked at it, when I was last looking at it, I felt like they were, because Luang Prabang drops uh, a tone and it yeah, it's very different. Whereas Northern Thai, they don't drop a tone, as far as I remember, right? And it is much more similar. Like Luang Prabang accent is pretty different with dropping that tone. Um, yeah, interesting stuff, man. We can go on and on and on. Yeah, are they both Dalu Kingdom? I thought no. Northern Thai's Lana, man, is Lana Kingdom. Tailu is up from Sipsompana. Tailu isn't Tailu up in southern China. What's the name of that? Where yeah, Sipsompana. I could be wrong. I don't like when it gets super technical and start being like, am I saying the right one or not? Either way, there are definitely similarities amongst them. It's more like a latitude things usually, which is interesting. That when I got to Vientiane, like okay, the word for bite, like if an animal bites you, I've learned in Isan before, or at least the last time. So I learned many different places in the East Side. They were saying some places were saying God, but the last place that I was speaking mostly because my girl at the time, she was from Sakonakon, Sakonakon, and she would say "kop," But then I went to Vientiane and they're like, no, we say kat. And now I come down to southern Lao, and down here they're saying kop, like luang de. Eh, not don't even see kop dog. Oh, so yeah, yeah. I actually checked that out. Like, I remember us mentioning people on here before, vloggers and YouTubers and stuff. And so I hadn't, and then you'd said he was going to the U.S. And so I actually like, did the normal thing, stalk people online. But because I think I'm subscribed, but I haven't seen his content. His content's not really recommended to me much, and so I went and checked, and I was like, yeah, he's not really posting much. I don't know. It's strange. I got a really weird vibe from it, and I don't want to know if it's like good for me to say it. I got a vibe of like his videos feel like he developed a presenter's voice, and they don't feel authentic. I'm sorry, like you watching his videos in the US, I'm like, he's kind of do a little bit of vlog stuff, and then you're like, dude, this guy had like how many followers, and he's not even getting views like a small vlogger. But then you watch the video, and you're like, why do I feel like I'm watching a TV presenter and not a normal vlog? So I don't know. I don't know what happened. Yeah, like when he speaks Thai and every like just the way it's like feels like he's doing his TV presenting voice, and the way he do his shows on like his TV shows or whatever. And that's tragic because he has so much knowledge. You'd think that like he would have a super valuable vlog, but I don't know. And maybe, and I'm not. Everybody do their own thing, but I guess I always think doing like normal life stuff, he would have so much value than pigeonholing himself as an English teacher. Like, yeah, and why back to the U.S.? I don't know, man. Why back to the U.S.? But that's me. I want to be out here, and I think that people doing something like this, like if you've got that knowledge and sharing it in a foreign country, like you have a you're sharing stuff that you're interested in. But I think he went to the English side and just went down that road, and now what? I don't know. It's kind of he's just he's so good at the language. So he's like a native, but just very native. Lan Sang was also founded by the Tailu. King Farmun is Tailu. Yeah, well, it'll be fun to experience these places as we go along, and then get to know each place. Like we'll see when we make it up north. Right now, the south seems to have a lot, especially particularly here and on the island. Uh, yeah, I wonder what do you call the people down here? Is it Tailu? No, I'm not sure. Not a big deal. But I got some crazy videos coming up from this place. Going to the water, like fishing videos, that stuff that I've wanted to do for a long time. And I mentioned last week, and we're getting right into it out here. Uh, yeah, it's it's the traps they use and different things, and then getting to eat the fresh fish. And then actually soon, I think I asked him if it was going to be this week. He said we need to ask him first. But when we went to visit the fishermen, we're planning on going back there to sleep and just fish and camp, because it's like right at the base of the waterfall, so it keeps a nice breeze going. Otherwise, probably, you know, it would be a little bit more of a tough adventure. Like going to camp in the jungle with the bugs and everything. You got your mosquito net, but you're gonna have to deal with it being pretty hot until it gets late, and then it's gonna be chilly. But it'll be nice and stay nice and cool, and hopefully keep the bugs at bay a bit more with being right at the base of the waterfalls. And we'll just fish, and I'm sure Try not to get too much rice whiskey in me. Woo. Luckily, the fishermen do make some nice batches of rice whiskey. You know, it's premium gas instead of unleaded. It's nicer than the normal everyday stuff you get. So they home brewed it, and wow. So I was hoping that'd be this weekend. We'll see. We'll camp there, make a video of that for sure. Camping in the jungle at the base of the waterfall. How's the island? It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Yeah. Just get out and explore, man. It seems like for me, like in Vientiane, is always wanting to, you had to push myself to find what I could find with nature as far, and I wanted to do this type of stuff. And we got a good look in Vientiane while I was there, and now here we've got nature right as soon as I open the door, like jump right in the river for a swim. But yeah, I can just go out and explore. So and figure out what there is to do, and we've been doing that. So I got videos coming up for that for sure, and we'll have some videos highlighting some of the local businesses, definitely, because it's a very, very interesting place. There's some nice live music, cafe, restaurant, bar. It's also like the bookstore, which is just an incredible vibe. So if you play music, you can come here and go jam with him all day, like the owner over there. And then at night, they actually have like a proper jam session. People can join in and jam with them. People join in on the drums or guitar. Usually they'll have you come around and practice first. But yeah, it's pretty incredible. And just shops all along the river, along the bank of the river, or along the bank of the island, the river. So beautiful views of cafes. They have coffee right from the Baliwan Plateau, which is right up here, southern Laos. Some of the best Arabica coffee, freshly brewed. Oh wow, catching you live from Rhode Island. Welcome from Rhode Island. It's nice to have you here. Welcome. We're here on Dead Island. I'm taking a break from alcohol. My liver needs a break. It got stomped by those Thai elephants. Luckily, I never got a taste for high octane stuff. Yeah, I prefer not to, but I told my stuff. If the locals offer, then I'll have some, and I'm not gonna try to get crazy, but especially it's just tough, We're not drinking most of the time, so it's all right. But sometimes for like a cultural thing like this, I've been contemplating on just going dry for a couple months, just because I traveled down here and then being here, drinking has went way up then compared to not hardly ever, maybe every couple month or so you go out for some beers or something. But here traveling and stuff, much more often. So I'm like, maybe we go for like a cleanse on the island for a couple months, because the island will get busy again, and in maybe September, October. I have a friend that's probably planning on coming to live here actually after seeing what's going on here after I introduced him to the place. So I'm gonna have a friend coming to live here in August, and if that's the case, then I'll definitely be here, because he'll be here for 3 months, and we were going to live up north and explore the north, but I think the plan is him coming here, so it'll be good to take a little break. Take a break, get back in the good habits. Yeah, But if the locals offer it, especially if I'm traveling, I probably have a little bit with them. It's high octane though, that's for sure. Oh wow, we got 20 people. This is awesome. We're growing. Thanks for joining, everybody. Another live stream here on Det Island. Right next door, we have Don Con Island, which you can get on by bike. They have the old bridge to cross over there, and I quite like going for a long bike ride. It is incredible. Just right along the path that goes all along the river. The beautiful guest houses, bungalows. Pick a spot, get a smoothie, or you get a coffee. But it's nice long path, and you have paths here and there that you can explore out on your own if you like. But it could, I think, when I go yesterday, it's there and back. Pretty much, I'm at near the pier, so you can go all the way down to the end. It's a beautiful, probably 35, 40-minute bike ride. So it's decent. I have a Lao friend that never drinks when he's in the U.S. When he visits Laos, he drinks first thing in the morning and continues all day. Yeah, like this, coming with the lifestyle here, I think even on an island, most islands, there's going to be that kind of just chill crowd that drinks all day. So there definitely is those that here, you don't want to get, I want to drink away my days for sure. There's way more to do. But I've enjoyed myself here for sure. Let's see. It's tough to say no to folks that are inviting you to join them for drinks. Yeah, it's quite tough. I find it tough, like, to do it balanced. I feel like it's just easier if I'm like no all the time, or I go yes all the time. It's very hard to be balanced. So I have not been very balanced since I've been traveling down south. and now it's like I left the Indian 3 weeks ago, and I'm like, yep, I'm about done. Ready to say no to all the time again. It's just so tiring. I have so much energy if I don't drink, and drinking just you're tired all the time. Yeah, you gotta, I guess, excuses, but I don't know. I'm so used to it over being in Asia for so long that, yeah, I don't feel like drinking. Like, okay, as long as you just don't skip a beat and continue enjoying yourself and not make it a thing. I don't even make it a thing. It's just like, yeah, just keep talking, just keep going with it. I don't think, and yeah, I don't let it stop me from socializing or being around people or whatever if I'm not. But how's the smoothie? Um, Honest, you gotta find the right place. I don't know why some places aren't making good smoothies, and I don't know how it's not an easy thing, because most of the time you get like a nampan in Vientiane or most places it's just a smoothie, man. Thick, well blended, thick smoothie. But for some reason here, and sometimes and you get places in Laos, you get a smoothie and it's just like it's not blended up. It's all watery. And a lot of places will do that, and it's like, what are you trying to do to me? It's not good at all. So pick the right place. Smiling Lao. I'm gonna have to get them to do it the right way. To be honest, the place I'm staying, but come support the business because I'm gonna have them do it the right way. And Jay's Cafe does it the right way. Uh, yeah, it's hard to tell somebody that they're not doing it. I would get a smoothie all the time. I don't. You can't come in and try to tell people they got to change the way they're doing things, but once you get to know them, I guess, a little better, then maybe a suggestion. Oh, get a smoothie, but it needs to be blended and thick, blended up. Uh, I mean, it's not expensive, is it? Fruit is cheap. I mean, just add ice and good fruit, and uh, don't put sweetened condensed milk. Like you go to Jay's and he does it right. He doesn't put in sugar, sweetened condensed milk. You don't need any of that. I mean, if somebody wants it, they want it. If they want to mix stuff together that is not going to produce a very sweet combo, they could have. I mean, it's up to the person. But oh, sorry, a nice curse. Jamba juice. Yeah, Jamba juice. Oh man. I mean, Jamba Juice tastes good, but I bet you it's got a shit ton of sugar to taste that good. I bet you, because the fruit is not good in the U.S. We all know that. And it can't even come close to what the fruit's like here, like real fresh fruit versus fruit that's been shipped how long ago, from where, with what chemicals on it. Yeah, the fruit here is unbelievable. So that's why it's like you don't even need to do anything. Just get a ripe mango, mix it with anything, and with the avocado. Unbelievable. It's it's hilarious. Wait, Mai Tai says avocado smoothies have become very popular in Thailand. You couldn't find avocados before, could you? That's why. That's why Mexican food was such a hard thing to do in Thailand. Like, well, tortillas were hard to get to, but avocados super hard to get, and they weren't good. You had to source them out from up north. They weren't great, and outsource them out of the country even sometimes. But yeah, avocados are terrible. And now avocados, I don't know if they figured out to grow. They're growing them in Thailand, but there's Vietnam obviously has them. So when I got here and they were here, I was like, thank you so much. Avocados, I just didn't have them in Thailand. So Vietnam was lovely when I got those, and now here I'm like, now we got Lao food and avocados. Yes, avocado smoothies are just unbelievable. But why would you just go avocado? It's gonna be bland. It's gonna be bland. But if you add avocado to anything else, it makes it super creamy. So now you get a super creamy mango sherbet, like a sherbet mango smoothie. So good. I could talk about those smoothies all day, but yeah, you get banana because the bananas are super sweet. Watermelon's super sweet, but you're gonna want to thicken that up, man. Watermelon's very runny, so you want to thicken that up with some avocado. Yeah, it's way better than Jamba Juice and super cheap. Like yeah, on the island things are a little bit more, so it's like 30,000, which is like $1.15, and like 25, 30 in Vientiane. And Vientiane is more expensive. And I guess so. Are the prices really that different on the island? It's like 50 for a plate of stir fry in Vientiane too. But in here you're at a guest house on the island, so interesting. They are the same price. Just realized that. When are you planning to show us around this area? River tour, local farms, and prices of food. Super interested. They're coming. The videos are just following my path down here. So it's coming. I got a video today I'm hoping to post to Sano, stranded in Sano. Oh, the travel's down here. And then Bakse, and then here. So that should be next. We got 2 more videos, and then we got here. And the first videos here will be like a little bit more touristy because I came, I met people that were traveling down here and ended up going around the island with them, which was incredible. It was nice to meet a group of really nice people. It's been a minute since I had that experience. It was a really lovely travel experience. Yeah, but then it's on to everything here. So for sure next week it'll start being Don Det content, which I'm a little worried about because if you look at my channel, almost everything that's like super adventure stuff or like I don't know, nobody's watching it. So um, I'm curious to see what it'll be like. Do I need to advertise things more, or do I need to put the titles as more like, oh, it's just local life instead of being like, you know, on the island? I don't know. My adventure videos, we're not getting anything, and I'm worried that if I make it an adventure, then people are turned off by it. But yeah, the first ones are an adventure, and then obviously it'll get into like settling in local life things. Let's see. I don't know if that was the case, or I just it was my videos that were adventures tend end up coming out after like copyrighted content, and I wasn't getting promoted on the algorithm. Are people not interested in a motorcycle adventure tour? Are people not interested in caves? I'm not sure, but the adventure videos have not got any views, which I don't. I mean, not that I care that much because it's at the end of it. They're all some of the coolest things I've ever done, and I'm happy to put them out there for myself. And if people watch them, great. If not, that's all right. But I just need to know like if I'm gonna need to adjust the titles because I don't want people to be put off by Don Det because they're thinking, oh, it's just like these adventure, but it's local living. We'll see. We'll see. You need a good blender and a lot of ice. That's 100% what it is. They just won't buy a good blender. Yeah, okay, fair enough. If it's not gonna make you the money, don't do it. But if people in VNT all over the place can, I think a decent blender is affordable because everybody's making smoothies here. There's got to be an option. Yeah, in the US, we buy many months old fruit, unlike those fresh picked. Still finding your niches. Yeah, I mean, I think here is this is my niche. It's local life. So wherever I go, I'm gonna be diving into local life, and I get it. Maybe cave's not everybody's cup of tea. Uh, I like to watch those videos from YouTubers and bloggers that I follow, but it depends what you're into. I like that type of stuff, and it's not really. Yeah, I know my niche. I know myself. It's up to other people. I don't. I'm gonna post what I like to do, and you know, once people find my channel, they'll figure out what's for them and what's not. That's fine. It takes time to know what people like. I mean, yeah, I think that there's plenty of people out there that once they find the channel, they'll like. Obviously, I don't think people are out there searching Nungan Cave all the time. I probably could have labeled it like Takag Loop or something maybe a little bit easier for people to find. But these videos appeal to different audiences. Obviously, my audience likes local life right now because those videos get all the views, and then the travel adventure ones not so much right now. But I'm not gonna stop making because that's what I like. and then there'll be loads and loads of local stuff in there. I think people write off the adventure and they don't even watch, and then you get other stuff inside of it. You know, but at the end of the day, it's a vlog. I want to try fish guavas there. First, I saw guana. All right, guavas. I don't like guavas, but I'm sure that people like them. These would be good ones. It's one of the few fruits. It's just like I've tried it, and every time there's a fresh one, I'm like, let me give that a bite, and it's it's like eating what do you call that stuff? Styrofoam. It's no flavor, no juice, dry. But a lot of people like it. I think I used to eat it more. If I ate it, it would always be with a heavy dosing of nanpawan or some sort of uh, pictua. Okay, good. Yeah, thanks. I appreciate that. That's the truth. You gotta know you first, and that way you can be, you know, that's what makes you happy, and then you're gonna be your best self. There are a lot of videos. They're about Don Pan. All the tourist attractions are well covered. I'm interested in the local culture, the language, everyday life of shopkeepers, farmers, fishermen. Yeah, I mean, even my video, like when I got here and I was with this group, so different. And I know people went write it off because it's been done or whatever, but it's very different from anybody else. Because as I'm going along with these guys, we're interacting with the locals because I speak the language, and so then they get a different experience, and it's a totally different experience on on film. Uh, yeah, I thought it was incredible. I was like, this is so much fun to be able to like be with a group of really good people that were super grateful and appreciative, and to be here, and oh, just quality travelers, and to be able to introduce them to Lao from a different angle. No, and then them seeing like understanding everything that's going on around them, and seeing how much we laughed and they how happy they were, and yeah, it was fun. I mean, we ended up with local kids just jumping on our back of our bikes, and oh, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, well, we're gonna do all that for sure, though. Like language, culture, everyday life. That's what we do. That's my channel. I mean, I want to see everything, and so yeah, there will probably be lots of stuff that people have covered, and that's always the tough part when you're competing because maybe somebody has a better thumbnail or they have a better highlight. The videos of their they put it together like it's a highlight video, like it's a 15-20 minute highlight, great. And mine are probably gonna be long and talk to people and stop places, and that's a vlog. It's a little different. I keep on. I know I could have those videos too, but each thing in time, we'll see. We'll see. I really enjoy just being able to be myself and get out there and talk to people and then put it together in that fashion. Just raw. Yeah, it's not. I maybe it's a little. It gets sometimes it feels like it gets long, but I feel like then uh, I don't want to be feeling like I'm missing chances to talk to people or like leaving out those interactions or hey, at the end of the day, like you said, it's a video log. It's a journal like to get to look back on like wow, I like guavas with pink flesh, much more flavor than the other varieties. I don't know. I think yeah, I've definitely seen those here. I wonder if I need to taste those. I don't know if I've actually tried one. Hmm. And to think of it, I don't know. I'll give it a try next time. Let's see a pink one. What videos did I just put out? Mm, um. Oh yeah, medical emergency. We've got that posted for you guys. If anybody got the clinic posted, so it's in the description for anybody. That one. Yeah. We got next up Seno and Paxe. Just a quick stop in both, but it'll be interesting. A little. That's the thing. I was trying to get down here, so it wasn't like I was doing anything planned or special. But Paxe, I enjoyed. Seno, you'll see. There's parts of traveling that are better than others. Seno was one of those days. Didn't seem like anything could go right. The bus trip was the best part of the day. It really was. It was very unique bus trip, and it wasn't not unenjoyable at all. I'm not saying not insinuating it was unenjoyable. It was unique, and yeah. After that, I was just like, okay, well, it was one of those days though. By the end, okay, and then we went to Bakse, and Bakse was a nice little wander around. At least I got to do uh, like there's a I'm gonna show a little gym. There's a gym there that's cool, but also just at the market, interacting with people at the market. I mean, just going to get food, but then the interactions at the market. So wandered around a little bit in Bakse. Oh yeah, ran into a Thai guy that was playing music, and we hung out for a minute. And I don't know if you're gonna get that on camera. Cut out my singing voice. Hey, but never miss an opportunity to sit down and join people for a song. That's culture out here, isn't it? I love that about Thailand and Laos, and maybe one day I'll be able to carry a tune with these guys. Hope you feel better. Thank you. Thank you so much, Misa. The bus trip, at least those chickens were no issue. No, they weren't. And the bus trip to Sano, there's some more. There's ducks, but you know, who would have guessed the ducks would be so well behaved? They didn't make a peep, but we had ducks. Uh, yes. Into the Heart of Borneo is the most entertaining travel adventure book I've ever read. Parts of it are laugh out loud funny. I'm gonna have to look into that. I need a book to read. I've been looking at the bookstore to find one because this is the place to read a book, disconnect more from the internet. Into the Heart of Borneo. Not the book. I wish. Yeah. Need to get physical copies though. Luckily in Lao you can just print off a PDF copy if you really wanted to. It wouldn't cost anything. That would be great. I need a good book to read. I don't have my books with me. Well, yeah. So usually I would just probably study some language, but I would like to read a book actually. It's just so you don't want to pass up a hammock and a book opportunity, and we got all the hammocks you could ever wish for out here. All right, guys, we are a little over an hour in. I think it's a good update. If anybody has any questions, yeah, feel free to ask. I won't check off just yet. Maybe in 15 minutes, I'm thinking. Get some breakfast. Have a wander around the island a bit. I didn't get up and have my morning walk, run, bike ride, whatever yet. So swim, do something, and then we're gonna get this video from Sano uploaded for you. Lots to do. And then on to the next video, and soon we'll be able to show you local life here. I'm very excited to show you that. I mean, I thought over and over again. I was like, do I skip Sano and Bakse and just show Don Det because I'm super interested in showing here. But I'm like, you gotta show it as it happens. Otherwise, yeah, they're not. It wouldn't really make sense to go throw those videos in afterwards. Do you ever do your own cooking? Oh, wait. How's the weather in June, there now in June? Well, as you can see, it's overcast today. It goes between that, like overcast, partly cloudy, sunny, and then you get your monsoon rains. But there's something special about the islands here, and somebody correct me if I'm wrong, because I know this isn't something that I have like a technical knowledge about. So something happens here. Locals are saying it, but like whatever the Mekong River creates with the airstreams, the rain doesn't, like, it's much more rare for the storm to actually come over us. So we're getting, it's nice. Like we get the monsoon rain come through, but it's not like it was raining more in Vientiane when I was in Vientiane than it is here now. And it typically is just storm comes through. Like unluckily that happened yesterday morning, and when it hits, they hit hard, and the internet's usually much slower. But then they're gone right after, which is incredible. So nice. You can continue on with your day. You don't have to. So I've lived places where it's just raining all the time, and it's not that enjoyable for myself. So yeah, very nice, very very nice. And the rain cools it down. It's a beautiful time to be in Laos at this time of year, June. Very beautiful, and it's green and lush, and it's just getting more and more green and lush with the rains. I'm sure that July and August it tends to get more rainy, uh, but given that, like I said, whatever's going on with the river creates with the airstreams and the climate right here, I think it keeps the storms from being right on top of us. So if that's the case, this really is an ideal location. Is the hot season is tough, which is mostly just maybe the end of March and April, if the rains start in May, which this year they started in May, and it's nice. Because last year they didn't start till June, and it was so hot. But then the rainy season can be tough if it's raining hard all the time. It can be really tough. Like in Vientiane, maybe it did that like 1 week or maybe 2 weeks out of the year. So it was like 1 week in July or maybe 1 week in August, and then some very rainy days that it let up a little bit. But it can be tough when it gets crazy rainy. So if the way it works here, if it keeps the rain off of us a bit and we just get the monsoon come through and gone, wow. All right, we're in business. This place is incredible. So it would be nice to be here maybe until people were saying though it could be warming up here in February, which I don't doubt. I've heard the south is much hotter than the north. The climate's a bit different. I'm saying north, Vientiane is north, but it's the center of Laos. But I mean, the latitude is similar to the north of Thailand, so it kind of feels more north to me in a way, like Vientiane, Vong Vieng, like it's kind of like Chiang Mai level, something like that. So, or wait, well, obviously Vientiane is Nong Khai, the same as Nong Khai, but Vong Vieng, you start getting up there. Anyhow, weather is perfect. I don't think I'd want to be here in the hot season. So we'll see. We'll see. I got so much more of the country to go. Do you ever do your own cooking? Not yet. I've obviously I want to learn and cook. Kind of trying to get to know the family a bit. I don't know how comfortable she'd be on camera, but this has been on my mind of like, can we make a video of you teaching me how to make lab? I really want to do that video, but if Zoom here at Smiling Lao, if she's not comfortable with that, then we'll find somebody. But I don't know. They seem super chill. I'd feel like her and her husband probably, like, that's why I'm staying here. Icon, and I don't even know how old they are, right? Really. Sometimes I'm like, I think they could be like, must be not too much older than me, like really 40s. They have 4 kids, beautiful little family. Let's see. If she could teach me, that would be awesome, because I'd love to make those videos. Those are great videos to I mean, I think people like them, but I also love making them. Food is food is an area I feel like I'm out of everything in Lao. Like I know a little bit better than anything else. Like yeah, love Lao food. I can do pretty. I know pretty well like what's in everything and a lot of years around Lao food. So I want to make those type of videos. Let's see. Is that river right there beside you? Yeah. This is the Mekong, man. Yeah. We're sitting on the Mekong River. Yeah, I thought about that. I was like, if she doesn't want to cook, then or doesn't want to be on video, I wouldn't mind at all to just like, do you got? I think Don would be fine. Like he would be cool with it. We sat there like chilling yesterday, just sitting in the hammocks over there, just chatting. You know, like he's super chill, and he's the one that took me over like off the beaten path to that waterfall where they're catching fish at the base of the waterfall. He's the one that's been asking me if I want to go sleep over there with the fishermen and fish with them and spend the night and stuff. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure he'll be cool with. I like that idea. I mold that idea around as well. Like, okay, maybe I'll just have them tell me what to do and I'll cook it because I know all the ingredients. It's just I've always been around Lao people and I wasn't the one doing it. You know, even though I'm there, I wasn't the one putting it together myself. Most of the time, it's women too. Like, not to sound any which way. Like, yeah, a lot of time the men, you know, maybe you were like barbecuing, grilling the chicken or the meats and stuff, and I was helping cook, like taste test and put things in, but I wasn't the one like putting it in. So sometimes I don't know if I'm following the process correctly, but it'd be cool to have somebody just say and I cook it. That would be cool. The water features of the broad Mekong and the waterfall environment has a significant impact on upper airflow and acts as a mediating factor for weather patterns, which is friggin' awesome. Because if that's the case, I think this would be my like my go-to place. Maybe put down on some roots for this place as like during this time of year. It's perfect. Oh, you always say like, oh, you don't get the good without the bad. But if I have a place that's a nice place to stay during any moment of the year in Laos, then I'd rather be there. You know, like why just suffer in a place if it's like really harsh weather? I would love to know where I can go in Laos during the hot season. I don't know if there is a place, but I'm gonna figure that out, or we might have to make an exit some point during the hot season because that's just 2 months of that is brutal. Uh, need a little bit of a relief from that kind of heat, and as well the rain if it's too much is tough. So this is nice. Like they're saying though, I think it probably will warm up here much earlier than other parts of Laos. If they're saying it starts getting warm in February, I believe them, which means it's going to be perfect here, probably like September, October, December, January. Exciting. I'm excited. So I got that friend moving here in August, and he's 70 years old. So we're gonna have adventures that anybody's gonna be able to. I mean, let me not go get this old man hurt, but he thinks he can join up with everything. So I want him to get out and keep active, of course, stay healthy. So we'll do that. Where did that come? Oh, there we go. That applies to river dust. This is good to know. One thing I have been struggling with is like called swimmer's itch, and I know a lot of people are gonna be like, "Oh, dirty water." Blah, blah, blah. This is normal. If you ever live like by a river and you swim in the rivers, I know a lot of people don't do that back home either. But if you go to lakes and rivers, a lot of times there'll be parasites, and that's why you get little bumps that people think are a rash, but it's actually parasites under your skin that go away by themselves, and they itch like crazy, and they kind of leave a gnarly mark after, you know, which takes a while to heal. It's annoying, but yeah, anybody have a remedy for that? Let me know, because I love to swim and be in the river and do stuff. I've been battling these stinking parasites that naturally occur in the water. They're harmless, but yeah, not fun. Yeah, lob's not hard to make. Made it a lot with people. I'm pretty sure I could put together lob by myself and it would be good. I just haven't done it, so I feel like I can't say I can do it. I haven't went in there and just done it. But it's like I know exactly what to do, especially with to get that kalkua just perfect. Nice smoky kalkua. Oh, you guys are all coming. Yeah, I already said fishing, no question. You're all coming fishing. There's gonna be a lot of fishing. I hope you like fishing. Really, a lot of fishing, because we got a lot of types of fishing. This fishing that I'm talking about, or by the waterfall, is not what you think. It's massive bamboo structures that they built, so the fish literally like just come down from the waterfall. Where's my hand out of the camera? They come down from the waterfall, and it's like built like this, so they just like, and they can't swim out the top of them. They're swimming right on top of it. It's this huge thing. We'll see. And then they have the traps, these big kind of oval cylinder looking traps that they bury down at the waterfall. And then they make these pools on the sides of the bank where they can, the small fish can come in there, and they also can store the fish fresh until somebody comes by to eat them. Yeah, seen a guy pull out a massive fish. I seen him pull out a massive fish. He was in the center of the waterfall, holding it up, and I tried to get on camera, but my GoPro is not meant for that, and even my iPhone, it was like small because he was in the middle of the waterfall on the bank, and it's huge fish. Most of them are small, like this size. Tiny ones, but yeah, loads of different kinds of fish. There will be lots of fishing because that's what I'm going to live off of here. It's the only way for me to get the protein and the food that I need is to fish. So that's what I'm going to do. You're on an island. Otherwise, I got to go to the cross, pay $2, $2, a dollar there, a dollar back to go to the market. And food and stuff is more expensive because this is like rural US, right? Once you start getting far away from any city, like goods are more expensive, much more. So yeah, I'm not gonna worry about I usually have a diet of eggs. I eat a lot of eggs, but now I've got fresh fish available to me, so why wouldn't I eat that? I'm gonna eat all the fresh fish, and fresh from the Mekong. So far, every one I've had, I felt like such clean, delicious meat. Yeah, they'll help me for sure. They'll help me for sure. It's good to have that reminder. I'm gonna put that in my phone. Actually, sorry guys. Excuse me for 1 second. I've been putting down plans this morning, but sometimes there's a lot of ideas on paper. I need to remind myself this one should come sooner than later. Cooking, I need to do that. Those are simple and I think super enjoyable. Yeah, I gotta be on point though, because I need to translate. Because right now I still don't have, I'm not to the level where I can hire somebody to do subtitles. And as soon as I do, there will be subtitles on all my videos, so that I don't have to do this back and forth of trying to translate everything. Like, yeah, of course I'm gonna like it can flow much smoother if it's not like having to let everybody know what's going on. I can just keep talking and with the flow with the person instead of like kind of back to the video and then back to the person. You know what I mean? I can't wait for that day. I love explaining everything. Don't get me wrong, but you can do the videos. It will be shorter too. Like it does extend the videos when I like having to explain everything. I don't want people to miss out. Uh, yeah. So good morning. อากาศอยู่ภาคใต้เป็นจังไดมื้อนี้อยู่เวียงจันทน์อากาศร้อนแต่เช้าบ่ร้อนอยู่พี่บ่ร้อนพอดีเลย If I took out my shirt it'd be even more comfortable. It's perfect weather. Lay in a hammock, read a book, go for a walk, have a fruit smoothie, wander the island, catch some fish for your meal, make some videos. It's beautiful here. Barry, try using coconut oil, morning moringa oil, or any light vegetable oil for river itch. That's super interesting. I watched. I saw somebody say like Vaseline, but I mean, where am I going to get Vaseline here? But coconut oil is really not that hard to come by. It can be quite cheap if you get the right place. You know. Hmm. I knew that there has to be like people living by the river. Maybe they built up immunities, but over like yeah, they just aren't affected by it at all. But I would think that excuse me. I would have thought there would be like local remedies that people use, but if they have immunities to it, then they don't even need a remedy, right? Uh, yeah, but for other people, you come here and you're showering in it with it, and you're swimming in it, and you're brushing your teeth with it. It's it's very effective. I've used moringa oil in South America and Africa both. I wonder if I could get that. Yeah, I know what you mean. They don't mind at all. They don't mind. Um, yeah, I think Laos a perfect one too to cook. I'm gonna definitely get on that one. I made pad keema for the first time last night. It's better than the one they made at the shop next door. Oh, once you know your flavor profiles, of course, you're gonna be able to make it how you really like. But I was actually really impressed with Nun's cooking. She only made that fish soup. The rest of it was bought, but um, usually people have their very distinct flavor profiles, and somebody will have it like saltier, like the lab, like the what do we have? We had the lab pa or was it koi pa, and it was quite salty. Her take on it, can be stronger flavors. Some people like it very spicy and sour. I tend to lean a little spicier and sour. But when somebody gets it right, like none that soup, it just like flowed from one flavor to the next, just not none of them overpowering the other, just a smooth transition. It's like wow, okay, that's some skill. That's some cooking skill. Hmm. Now I'm hungry. Gonna get some lab for breakfast. You better believe it. They laughing at me because they're like, "All you eat is lab." I'm like, well, one like I'm. I paid them $50 to live here and help out. You know, to live and yeah, very cheaply. And I don't. What am I gonna ask for stuff? Like what they have on the menu is like pad kapaw lab, like these things they have, and then they have. They probably could cook anything, but I'm not here trying to make special requests. I feel like I bring fish and like let's grill this fish because I'm helping out. Um, or lab. It's clean. The other ones they're gonna use a bunch of vegetable oil. No, never gonna eat that. Never eat that poison. Uh, So unless until I get to know them and I can provide either coconut milk or animal fat to cook with, then yeah, I'm not. Yeah, do yourself a favor. Don't eat poisoned vegetable oil. Cook like our ancestors did with animal fat that's healthy for you, or which is called talo, or ghee, which is the Indian version of another healthy option, or coconut milk, which occurs naturally. Coconut oil isn't even really good because it doesn't occur naturally. Like you have to squeeze how many coconuts to get oil out of it. Same with olive oil. It's good-ish, but it's not natural. It takes a lot of squeezing to get a little bit of oil. But milk is natural, and coconut milk, and it's super healthy. So those are our options when we cook ourselves. And I think my food tastes even better than when I've cooked Lao food and I use those things. So incredible. Some people probably would be put off a little bit by the coconut milk in some dishes, but just gives it a little bit sweetness and more thickness. And it's not, now you're eating something actually healthy versus a traditional pata that's poisoned with vegetable oil. Yeah, some real cooking. I can't wait to do some. Let's do some cooking. Oh, we passed the 15 minutes I said, but I appreciate you guys. I never get tired of them. Yeah. The pad kapow, all of those dishes, that's why the word lian in Thai, isn't it? Like lian, lian. Yeah, because you're eating vegetable oil, which is not, I don't know. I don't want to get into it. That stuff is poison, manufactured poison. That they sold all over the world to people as a viable option for cooking because, they realized a long time ago that it wasn't really viable for everybody to be using animal fat, nor, you know, business is business, isn't it, in the world? Uh, but lab, yeah, it's just clean. So, one lab, it's, super clean meal. I'll eat lab and like four eggs. Lab and if I'm cooking myself, it's lab and like 6, 7, 8 eggs. But here I try not to scare them too much. 4 eggs. Yeah, I can eat lob, fish lob. That's why I'm gonna start catching our own fish here so that I can just provide, that as well. If I don't catch it, then I'm gonna go buy it from the fisherman because it's like 60,000 for a kilo of freshly caught Maycomb fish that I can choose which one I like. We'll figure out which one the flavors of which ones you like. Some are better than others, truthfully. And yeah, then you can really not have to worry about it. Eat healthy, and I can fresh fish. You can make a soup or you can grill it. Either way, duck lob is my favorite. Hey, I second that actually. I second that. If you watched, did I put those in my videos in Vientiane? I definitely have it in one of my videos in Vientiane because I buy lob bet almost every day. Yeah, I probably had lob bet at least for one meal every day. Sometimes I switch it up with something else, but lob bet was my go-to. It's just extra savory. Very delicious. What else, guys? I think we covered most things. If anybody has some language questions, feel free. Mopka is very delicious too. Yeah, we're gonna learn how to make a lot of stuff out here. I actually asked the guy too. He could show us around a batch of what? We're gonna make a batch of rice whiskey. We're gonna make a batch of lao. Just cause I mean, why wouldn't we? Not that we're gonna be drinking, but I would make it just to have that. That'll be fun. I think it would be interesting to see. I don't know how it works. If you could add a fragrance or an aroma to it, because as is, like, but if you could add like a somehow out at with, you know, without ruining it, I don't know if it's possible. So I've seen people do it with gin, but I don't know if the process of lao lao of fermenting it would allow you to add anything to give it a fragrance. But it'd be pretty interesting to have like a lao lao with any other fragrance, like a maybe the dragon fruit or some sort of fruity. People like to put all the yeah, lao dong. You put everything else in the liquor. Why don't we put something to give it an interesting color or flavor or aroma or something? Anyway, we're gonna make jiao too. We're gonna make jiao for sure. You guys are killing me here. I haven't been on the food kick in a minute, but it actually brings up a lot of videos. At first, I was like, maybe I shouldn't stay here too long till July and like film other places, but because I don't want people to get bored of just one place. I don't want my channel to go stagnant because I'm staying in one place too long. But and this gives me something that I can, for video. These are everyday videos, easy. Just make a food one. Thank you guys. We're gonna do that. Ciao, ciao, maglang, ciao, maglang, ciao, bien, ciao, maghet. Oh, we got so many. Probably what I want to make here is some chow tale with some fish. Yes, I want to convince them here too. I really find it strange that none of the restaurants here offer freshly caught Mekong fish. And one of the more memorable dishes I ever had when I first came over to this region of the world in the Isan, in Nang Tu, or in Thai called Nang Katong, in the bamboo hut, but just at a restaurant, out in the northeast, and like fresh fish, freshwater fish, balat pig, ba piowan, but nobody's serving that. I'm like, dang, you're gonna serve pat pao, you're gonna serve like pat pet and lab, like, or cow pat, like these people, but you're not gonna serve a freshly fried or grilled fish with spicy sauce on it, or sweet and sour sauce with fresh pineapple and veg, like that. That's an unbelievable meal sitting right here next to the river. So I'll make it. Lao To. If Lao To, any fruit could be added to sugar, and the fruit speeds up fermentation. So what about if it's Lao Lao? Does it still work? Hmm. Hmm. Oh, the pie I'd pick would be just where you got that fish, the skin like golden brown, and you peel it off with the sauce, crispy outside and melts in your mouth inside. Just, fish just falls apart, and you got the sauce. Oh my goodness! Telling people here, like, I know right now a little bit of the vibe of this place is like, I don't know, like the just appealing to the people, like the busy season, and a little bit of that like traveler will provide the party to the travelers. I'm like, there's another angle. You could really sell the like farm to table health healthy food. We offer fresh smoothies. We have fresh coffee from the Bolivian plateau. Like, it doesn't have to be so much geared to just like the booze side of things. You know what I mean? Like, you can provide freshly caught fish with spicy sauce. Or I think that one's a little tougher for people, for Westerners, but every Westerner can eat a bap one. Every Westerner, you just got cucumbers and pineapple and what else? carrots or whatever. What do you got in the brew? And sweet and sour. So yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna make it either way. They do Western food pretty well here. Yeah, okay. So that's a surprising thing. Out of out of any place in Laos, who would have guessed that they have good Western food here on the island? But the demand, I guess, required that the people learn how to make some really good mashed potatoes and kebabs and burgers. Yeah. All right, y'all. We can't keep talking about food. So if there's anything else, otherwise I gotta get some food in my belly. Let's see. Anybody have anything they'd like to see in the videos? I'd like to ask. Yeah. Anything you're curious about? I'll make note of it actually, because I made notes of several things we talked about here. Makes it easy because usually it's things that I want to do, and if I know that you're keen as well, then even more motivation to get that video made. And I've looked at myself talking here for a long time. I don't know if I can look at myself any longer. Thank you guys for joining. We'll be posting a video today, probably tonight. Still, it's gonna take a minute to render and to upload and whatnot. But stay tuned. I'll see you guys in the next video. Feel free to drop a comment, like, subscribe, share. Let's keep this going. The more we grow, the more interesting things we can get out and do. See you guys.